Hi all, this is Dr. J and Arjun and Professor Spike coming to you live from Long Island, New York and Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Yes, indeed.
PA, the home of the three rivers, right?
Yep, Three Rivers, the 10-0 Steelers.
And they'll stay that record.
We'll find out in about 3 hours. We're playing in 10 minutes.
Oh, 10-0. Are they actually going to play this game today?
Confucia, tell them all to join us. We're going to talk BCRX. What ifs?
Yeah, we're going to do a lot of stuff.
What if? What strategy is best? We're strategizing today.
We're strategizing.
All right, what if in the morning, I don't know when the FDA approval will come. Let's just say it's approval. It's not going to be interesting if it's not an approval.
Yeah, I know. There have been people talking about one of those letters. And I'm like, what?
No letters. Approval.
That's part of the conversation.
CRL, yeah, come on. Don't bring that bad energy in here.
No, believe me, I didn't even think that was a possibility until I saw it on StockTwits. I'm like,
we can't hear you, Professor Spike.
You cannot? What
you cannot.
But my...
Hey, Jiggly, I would have gone on Friday, but I was waiting to hear from you. When you didn't show any interest, I said, oh, it's Thanksgiving. I'm blaming it on Jiggly.
Well,
so...
Note.
I don't know if this mic works any better.
This is a sentiment on the board today. This is a sentiment on the show today. But, it may go to the moon, but I'll take $8.
Amen.
Whatever happened to those hundreds that we were supposed to be getting?
Why can't I hear you? Am I deaf?
I don't know. It's
I can hear him. I can hear him.
I've been having such trouble with my internet. It's my kids are wanting to disown me because I can't provide a household with sufficient bandwidth.
You see, I'm not going deaf. You see this?
So you can't. So I am going low. Okay, then I'll have to fix this, won't I?
I'm not going deaf.
No, you're not going deaf. It's not you then. It's the old saying, and I'm so used to this. It's not you, it's me.
Linda has enough fuel cell that she's going to the moon with a rocket ship. Linda took a reservation on Sir Richard Branson's ship. She's going to the moon. Linda, would you go for $100,000? I think that's what a ticket costs, right? On Richard Branson's spaceship. I think they'd have to pay me a couple of $100,000 before I go to the moon, wherever they're going.
Yeah, and then all the aliens would say, "There goes the neighborhood." And I'm going to come off here, and I'm going to go onto another machine.
David is quoting you. Linda, how you doing with your fuel cell? $10? Not a bad movie. Not a bad movie.
All right. Are we better? Is this better at all?
Much better.
All right. Technology. I hate it.
Oh, Linda's out of fuel cell with the profits.
Really?
With great timing. Let's applaud Linda on this.
Well done.
That's what we like to see. Linda, take a curtsy or bow, whatever you want.
Take a bow.
Clarence, our resident guru from upstate New York, when he says 4 letters, copy them down.
A, B, N, B. All right, I'm going to write that.
Easy to remember, A, B, N, B.
That's what those guys do. I'm writing all this stuff down. I'm going to write everything down.
John, And Professor Spike, remind me to do PLTR.
Palantir.
And I already forgot the number, the two
All
ones.
right, Linda's being humble. When you do it once, I'd say maybe it's lucky. When you do it twice, less likely. When you do it 4 or 5 times, like Linda's done it, it ain't luck.
Yeah, exactly.
Mustafa's been waiting for this day. You know, one of the strategies is to take a little off the table right now, just in case.
Now, I must have been under a rock. What happened with BCRX today?
PDUFA date tomorrow. And
PDUFA's tomorrow. But there was a conference call there. So basically, they got this analyst price target bump from like Evercore that I think was like $12, and they went on. All of leadership went on with them today, and they looked like kids on Christmas Eve. They were smiling. They were happy. So I think people are confident.
Which means absolutely nothing.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying what it looked like.
It's theater.
Professor Spike, tell the people all about our opinions. Are they strictly our own?
Oh, that's right. Our opinions are like people's backsides. Everybody's got one.
No. Come on.
Oh no, our opinions. Actually, do I have to look at what you have? Would you put on
our opinions? They're strictly our own.
Our opinions are strictly,
and they do not constitute.
My opinions are Dr. J's.
Do they constitute investment advice?
They certainly do not.
Okay, let's be clear about that. and people should check with an investment advisor before listening to Arjan.
That's right.
Or me.
We're not even reliable at recounting true events.
Don't even listen to Linda. No, you should listen to Linda.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, Jigglypuff is listening to Linda. That's what it looks
Jigglypuff is in love with Linda. It doesn't.
Yeah. Exactly. Hey, Jiggly, you still in Tandem, or did you?
Jigglypuff is begging her for a picture so he could pin it up on his wall.
GHSI. That was the other one. Yeah, because I was actually wondering about Tandem, about whether or not that was something that was still a thing.
Robert, I think we won't get a delay. I think we get a decision mañana.
Good.
I would agree.
They're complaining about my mic. This one's gotten better, right?
Your mic sounds fine.
How do I blow this up? This Lucy Liu picture, please. How do I blow it up?
Really.
Oh my goodness!
They're back in the Charlie's Angels days.
Goodness. I never knew Lucy Liu looked like that.
She does in at least one photo. That's what we know.
I need some water after that picture.
I know exactly. Splash in the face.
Is that a really her?
Yep.
Oh.
Oh no, she had her time. She still does actually.
Yeah.
Wow, people are happy with GHSI.
I don't want to click on any other comment.
So there's a little bit of feedback. Is that me or?
Yeah, I hear feedback.
Yeah, I'll make sure that it's not me.
Linda Liu.
Cabinet guy says Linda Liu.
Linda Liu.
God, we got to move to these charts before this gets out of hand.
All right. I'm having a lot of fun doing this.
Get all this stuff out of the way. No, it's not me now.
Should we start with BCRX? It seems like everyone's begging for it.
We're going to start with it, and who knows? Maybe we end with it.
Yeah. Do it twice. Do it 3 times.
Right.
Okay, the chart means absolutely nothing. What matters is tomorrow's PDUFA decision. And
Dr. J, could you remove the comment from the screen just so we can all see it?
There we go.
Yes. Let's see. Go back to the screen. I keep making that mistake.
There we go.
All right, what we have today is a third lower high in a row forming, but that is assuming tomorrow will actually be lower than today, but I doubt that. Tomorrow I expect we have a blow off top. So this high should go on good news tomorrow. Anybody know around what time this news coming after the close tomorrow?
So the past few approvals that I've been tracking the last week have come around 7 p.m.
At night, yeah.
Yeah. Who knows though? It could. There's no rule to this, but 7 seems to be the trend.
Yeah, it seems to come after the close and maybe too late to trade in the aftermarket.
Yeah.
So tomorrow should be a wild day of trading.
I would think so.
In terms of pulling any kind of triggers, this is supposed to be one out of 3 boosts that we should be expecting over time, right?
Well, I think what you're going to see tomorrow is a break above the 200, and maybe as high as 6.25. And the question is, do you take a little off the table at 6.25?
Right.
Let's assume your average, like many of us, is in the mid-3s.
Yep.
So if you take a little off the table at 6, it's not a terrible hedge.
Yeah, I have some $5 calls that I'm definitely planning on shedding tomorrow. And then yeah, I've been definitely considering trimming up to even half of what I own, depending how high we get.
I think it's quite possible we actually go right up to that line at 629 tomorrow. I expect an update tomorrow. I think the sentiment will become increasingly bullish.
Yeah. So then the question becomes: within 24 hours of that, do they just do a raise?
Yeah, right. That's a very good point. We've been hurt that way before.
And I mean, if they do it from a position of strength, that's great for bulls long term. But if you can reload lower, that's even better. So.
Yep. Well, let's say between 6 and 629. I expect that to be very possible tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
And taking 25% off the table, locking in some gains, and softening any surprise to the downside might be one strategy. That leaves you at 75% going into the next day. Whether you're playing calls or you're playing the stock straight up, whatever, don't matter.
Yeah.
I like that strategy. 25% off the table. So if you have 60,000 round number, maybe you have 12,000 shares. So you take 15 off the table. Covers any real downside surprise.
Right.
And then going into the next day, let's say 7 p.m. is good news. And it's too late for after hours, but pre-market, I think you'll see 8 to 10. And what do? You take another 25% off the table.
Right.
At least. I mean, it depends how greedy you want to get and how good the news is interpreted. Because this is what we expected.
The other thing I would keep in mind, let's not forget about galley, right? Like you want to leave some on the table just in case that news drops. No one knows when that news is dropping.
Well, they say the fourth quarter. We're almost the end of the fourth quarter.
Right. Could be this week. Could be next week.
Confucius talking about part 1 dated December 2020 for the Brazilian trial.
But my plan is 25% comes off at around 6.
Okay.
25% comes off, at least 25% comes off pre-market if 8 or more. And then I think about the other 50%.
Makes sense.
I actually have a decent sized position, so that's how I'm thinking of playing it.
Makes sense to me.
You really think there's a possibility that they might look to do an offering after the good news? Arjun, it sort of disturbs me in a way.
I mean,
the alternative is to wait for a buyout, but I guess that's not going to happen.
Well, it will happen. I think it will happen, but the question is, does it go to 4 before the buyout?
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I like the raise just seems inevitable. I don't know timing. But galley, it's like weighing the galley versus raise thing. That's really my decision. And it seems like the raise is more likely to happen before galley. But I don't know. So yeah, I think the 25% at 6-ish and then at 8 or 10, that makes sense to me, because then you still have the potential for that real rocket ship if galley hits. And if not, you just...
If it goes to 4 and you're holding half, so what? You still have to be paying.
Yep. Especially because most of us have averages below 4, like you said.
Right. I would say the vast majority of people that have been with BCRX for a while are averaging the 3s.
Yeah,
threes.
Right.
Even if you have an average in the 4s, it's not a bad strategy. You get 50% gain before the news and double the gain after the news. What's so bad?
Right.
I know there are people dreaming of 25, 30. Go ahead.
So Godfather says that galley is only going to be stockpiled by the government. I don't know what the implication of that is. Does that mean that more money is to be made or less money is to be made?
Probably less money than if it replaces remdesivir as a standard of care.
Right, but the government has to pay don't they have to pay a fair amount for it?
Sure they do, but how much do they stockpile?
Right. Because he says
I would want to see the results to be so clear-cut that people forget about remdesivir.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and then the factor D data readout is what we haven't talked about. I don't really know what that has the potential to do to the price in December, but we're due for a readout of data, I believe, pretty soon. So just keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Was that this year or the beginning of next year?
I think it should be this month.
Gotcha. Yeah, right. That's why Linda's saying that, right?
I know it's a big market. They say it's $1 billion. What did they say? $1 billion market.
Yeah, that's the word.
Paroxysmal, nocturnal. I defy you to say
Q1 2021 for factor.
I defy anybody to say the last word. Hemoglobulina, something like that.
Yeah, it's basically like when your blood cells rupture. That's the layman's term.
Yeah.
It ain't pretty.
No. Now the chart is looking very nice. It's going a little parabolic away from its upper trend line. Looking good. I don't know what upper trend line, just its trend line. I don't know what this line is. Get rid of it.
You know what that line is? That line is my indicator that you're still in the Hampton.
Yes, I'm still in the Hampton. I'm still on the Apple.
Still on the Apple.
Yeah. Now there is one more presentation, Q1 on a new indication that they're working on. I don't even remember what it is, but there is one more drug coming along in the pipeline. So they have a few irons in the fire, but I think HAE is where it's at right now, and that's all that matters for now. As Jake said, it would have been nice if we got Galley news before HAE. That would have been nice.
Yeah, Godfather's making some really good points.
Yeah, what do you say?
He said the company will only dilute if they can't secure non-dilutive financing options.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean, you could always look for partnership and so on.
And and that the other options don't become really prevalent until revenue is generated.
Yeah, the only thing I would say in response to that is management, they can say whatever they want. We'll see if they can raise at a higher price and it's advantageous, they might just do it. We've definitely seen that with PDUFAs.
If it goes to $10, $11 and they could raise in the 8s, they'll do it.
Yep, exactly.
Right. I mean, we just got hurt recently when what was it? Was it Miso or no? The other one that Sava that was pricing in the 10s and then sold at 8. Right. So if something like that happens,
yeah.
But if the offering price is around 8, then that would be a good news, bad news situation. Because it wouldn't be dilutive. It wouldn't be dilutive to us who are averaging around 4.
Let's face it. Right now, the shares are worth $5. So if they're worth $6 tomorrow, it's worth taking a few bucks off the table.
Understood.
And if they're worth $8 to $10 tomorrow night, it's worth looking at selling in the pre-market on Friday.
Yeah. So, Dr. J, are you saying that if it hits 10 or 11 pre-market, you're fully out and then you'll wait to come back in, or?
I don't know that I'm fully out, but I'm at least half out.
Okay.
You still gotta have something in there for the 2 other things.
Yeah, I would agree.
I don't know what percentage in and out I am, but I'm going to be making some moves.
Yep.
Because you really can't be that greedy. These things can implode on you.
That's true too.
Yep. Okay. Sounds like we got a
good news is good news though.
The stock goes up pre-market. By the time that the stock opens and closes for the day, it's down on the day.
Right. It's the lament of the regular people.
No, it's the typical nonsense. You buy the rumor and sell the news. Mm-hmm. If you follow these simple adages, you're right more often than not.
Yep.
All right, so you want to talk more about this or go on to the next one?
I think we should move on.
Yeah, I think we beat a dead horse. Sounds like we've gotten what we need out of it.
Okay. Now, Tandem, again, device makers didn't do well. Medtronics didn't do well during this COVID era. Tandem did surprisingly well, but came back recently. Now, the question is, buy, sell, or hold? From the chart, I like the fact that it held the 50 today. Stopped at the 50 yesterday and today. But on the other hand, the candle is only ordinary, nothing extraordinary today, because if it were full green candle, full green bodied candle, or at least to finish at the high of the day, I'd be more enthusiastic. So at this point, I would say it's okay to go in, but actually, in my opinion, it's okay to go in. It's not a screaming buy, but it's okay to go in from the chart. Now, what about from the fundamental side? I don't really know the fundamentals other than it's what it is. They sell it's a very smart device that automatically feeds you insulin when you need it. So I know it's like the best gizmo on the market for doing this.
Right.
But how much growth can you get? You're certainly expanding the markets outside of the U.S.
Oh, there's no downside to diabetes.
Well, there's a certain amount of people with the develop it new. It's the new cases that you're selling to, right? It's not so much the existing. The existing cases are more or less saturated, I think.
Well, you don't think people are going to be looking for a new way that if they could avoid sticking themselves on a daily basis?
Yeah, but so many already that wanted it got it.
Gotcha.
So, I mean, you can always get more from the existing market, but you can also, there's guaranteed new cases every year. So, and if somebody dies that already owns a device, then you're not losing business, are you? You sold them the gizmo already. I don't, they're not selling the insulin, right? Or are they?
That's a very good point. That if you're only selling the infrastructure, then eventually.
I don't know enough about
but Apple's proven that that's not an issue.
I really I don't know enough about the fundamentals to even talk intelligently about it. I just know from the chart that it looks like it's okay to buy right here.
Right.
So maybe you just leave it at that. Anybody have a further comment on this? Jiggly, I think you're back in. Jiggly's in, he's out, he's in, he's out.
Yeah, Jiggly said he's been in and out, and every time he's made money on it. But he didn't talk about whether or not he got hurt by this latest drop.
Yeah, I think it's if you own it, you might want to add a little bit here. And if you don't own it and want to own it, this looks like a fine spot.
Yeah, exactly.
Take a look at it.
It really does look like it's grabbing support from what's that, the 50?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. This
Lake.
chart is interesting. I mean, it shows very good support right where it's at, but it shouldn't be right where it's at. It should be higher.
Exactly. This is a $30 stock that's behaving like a $15 stock.
Yeah, because the market is forward-looking. They're looking ahead. They're looking post COVID-19. This is a stock that was not.
I'm sorry, did we lose Dr. J for a sec?
Looks like it. I got some frozen hands. Dr. J, can you hear us?
What?
Can you hear us?
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. For a second, I thought it was me again because, like I said, I've been having such trouble. So Jiggly's thinking Tandem's going to 200 by 2021, but that's probably just wishful thinking. I don't think he's got anything behind
maybe not. The chart looks good, but there's no way for me to project 200. But who knows?
That's for Tandem. I'm sorry, I was just reading one of his older notes. This is for Lake. Well, we're gonna get the it's the 10th. Everybody keeps talking about the 10th. How that's going to be the time we know everything.
December
but I was
10th?
just telling that's the day of the earnings. But if past this preface, then selling on the 9th is the thing to do.
or you sell pre-market on the 10th. The same thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Sell on the.
But we know the news is going to be good, but that doesn't mean the stock's going to go up. That's the frustrating thing about this.
You want to see the stock go up prior to the 10th.
Well, yeah, I mean,
you want to see it make a move right now, and it doesn't look like it's
what is it down? The fact that it's down now below 20 is not a very happy news, because if people are sort of anticipating good news for a week from now, then I would imagine that more and more people would want to be buying in on this.
Look, the 1850 level coincides with the 50 as well. So I wouldn't be surprised if you see a further drop here.
Would you jump in at that?
I think so.
I mean, my average is still well above 20 on this one.
My average on what I have remaining is probably
Well, we'll never know.
to tell really what it is because I've been buying and selling so much of it.
Right.
But what's left, it isn't going to kill me or hurt me too badly either way. You know, I'm not going to get too excited. I don't have the biggest position in this anymore.
Well, right. For a while, we were thinking that this was again. We were thinking it was a $15 stock, a $30 stock, behaving like a $15 stock.
The problem is continuation into the second, third, and fourth quarters of 21.
Yeah, and people keep saying, "Oh, we're not going to use masks." I'm telling you, masks is going to be part of our culture. That you're going to be going to baseball games and in between innings when people aren't eating hot dogs, they'll have their masks on. And I'm going to say this is going to be going on to 2023 or 2024 until people really start.
Most people are buying cheap masks, the Old Navy, and if they want to go to hell with themselves, Etsy. They'll buy an Etsy mask.
Right.
But most of people are buying what they sell in Ace Hardware or CVS.
Right. So you're saying that that it's not the social user that's supposed to in this company. It's the industrial user.
Really cheap masks. Most of them made in China, you know. So this is the real thing. This is the real PPE. The full white coats, the hood, everything. APT is more middle of the road. They're the N95 masks.
Right, but they don't even have earnings yet.
When did they do?
They're due a month afterwards.
Yeah, well, I think if you get a pop on earnings, it's probably time to say goodbye to this stock. And if you don't get a pop on earnings, it's still time to say goodbye to this stock.
Well, I was hoping to do that in September, to be perfectly honest with you. But for now, I'm sort of stuck with it, I feel.
You can take a small loss. It's legal, you know.
Yeah, well, between that and APT, it's going to be a bit of a heartbreak. But I guess you're right.
APT might bounce sooner than this one.
Interesting. You think so?
Yeah.
Okay.
Only because they're really selling masks. These guys are selling the whole kit and caboodle.
Right. The hazmat suits and everything.
Yeah, the hazmat suit.
Gotcha.
Well, maybe that's overkill at this point.
Well, except for all the places that ran out of it. Right. So hospitals are still going to have to replenish.
That's true. That's why their earnings should look very good, and maybe
they should look good going forward for at least another 6 months.
I tell you, it's possible.
It's not 9 months.
It's possible that what is it, the 10th? 8 days from now, you might see this at 22. It's possible. Great. You got to take whatever you get. You got to take.
Understood.
Is it a good play over the next 2 weeks? Probably.
Yeah, it's a volatility play.
Yeah. VBIV definitely put in a bottom over these 2 days, going back to the 8th of November. So.
Yes,
oh yes, that's a long-term shot, right?
Have I been in the weekly or the whole time?
No. This one is particularly compressed.
Have I been in the weekly on every one of them?
No. The other one you've been fine, but this one is. Well, yeah. There you go.
Yeah. Okay.
Now that looks like a chart.
Yeah. Now this is the bottom that I put in.
Right.
Yeah.
This is when you started talking with us on the show, really.
This was
maybe a little earlier than this.
Yeah.
207 was
around in there where he is.
I've been buying this one, Arjun. I've been buying this one almost every day.
You've been nibbling.
I've been nibbling.
He's been nibbling.
I own a collection now.
That's great. Yeah, I mean, ever since they put out the glioblastoma data for their brain cancer work, it seems like that was when the bottom That was when the bottom started going up.
Yeah, that GBM data looked pretty good.
Yeah, they did the low dose. They got the high dose cohort data
What
coming.
they say, the high dose was better than the low, right?
Yeah, yeah. So once we get that data in Q1, I think the path towards that being a potential blockbuster will definitely be a lot clearer. Right now, there, it's got to wait and see. They filed for their Hep B vaccine BLA. So FDA has all their filings for that.
And
That's not going to be
they
as
have a therapeutic as well that they're hopeful on, right?
exactly. So it'll be one-stop shopping for Hep B. The more I've researched, the GBM though is really, I think, what has the biggest potential out of everything, because there's just no. I mean, that's the most vicious brain cancer there is, to my understanding, and there doesn't seem to be any real way to solve it. This could be a big step in that direction.
I think Teddy Kennedy died of that. I think John McCain.
John McCain, yeah.
And I think Jimmy Carter beat it, right?
That I don't know.
He beat it.
This wasn't the George Harrison one, was it?
I don't know what George had, but Jimmy Carter beat it with immunotherapy and stereotactic radiation.
Yeah.
So I think he beat it with the Merck drug. Which is the Merck drug? Opdivo or Keytruda, whichever one.
Huh.
I think he beat it with Keytruda.
Yeah.
I believe. I'm not sure, but I believe he beat it with Keytruda. But
so
you're right.
Are we
particularly,
Dr. J, are we thinking that this ceiling is the new floor? The prior max?
Look at this candle. It tried to sell off just one stinking day, and it couldn't sell off today.
Yeah, it couldn't do it. No, but I'm looking at the prior peak, like right around there.
This doesn't know from down.
Understood.
We're in a nice little uptrend from the low. We have a 1, a 2, and now we might have a huge leg 3 up. A huge leg 3 up is possible. And we have support at the 9-day.
We
didn't get there.
No, right, exactly. Well, the 9-day right now is at about where I was thinking the line should be. The line of new support.
VBIV is looking good. I keep nibbling on this one, and
yeah, I'm sorry I didn't.
Hoping to sell at about. I want to sell my first load of it at 6.
Okay. There's still time, Spike. There's still time.
Okay, I get that. Thank you.
I'm looking to. Well, if I'm looking for 5.5, 6, there's still time.
Right.
All right. I also advertised a bunch of other stocks. ATHX, I want to talk about.
Right. People still talk about ATHX and CDM, obviously.
You know, the trouble with ATHX is you have Helios KK and their partner and Arthetis at each other's throats, fighting like cats and dogs. And Hardy, his last name I cannot say, the CEO of Helios, the Japanese partner, is on the board and really going at it with Gil Van Bachlen. And what they did is they kind of said, you can be on the board as part of the partnership, but we're going to make it so that you have no say. And he figured this out, and he don't like it too much. He's got 8.3% interest with no say in the company. In any event, some people are saying, okay, we don't care that they're fighting. Maybe there's going to be some positive benefit that comes out of it, like maybe they just take over Arthetis.
Well, it's not. I mean, the whole idea is they're not fighting over nothing. I was saying this last time, how academics fight over nothing, but businessmen fight over something.
Yes, and they're fighting over power. They're fighting over direction. They're fighting over whether it should be a European partner and who it should be. There's many fights going on the board. So I don't generally stay away from companies where there's internal feuds. But I'm in this one, and I'm not trading shares. Whatever happens, happens.
I mean, because my price average is still way above this 170 anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, for a while, this was a $3 stock.
Yeah. My price average, I think, is 171.
Oh, nice.
But I've owned this for many years. I've owned shares for quite a few years. So I'm looking for $10 down the road on this one. May not get it, but I'm hoping to.
Yeah, I mean, the buzz is still there for around those numbers.
I think, look, it all depends on ischemic stroke. Come the first data, you'll know in the second quarter of next year. Probably the beginning.
Weren't we supposed to know about this by around now?
There's always delays with this company. They're famous for delays. By the end of the year, they will have dosed everyone. Helios. Now we still have a master's trial in the States and Europe, and who knows when that'll end. And we also have COVID-19 for odds.
Right.
And
it took a little bit of a pop for that when Miso made their deal.
It took a pop because Gil went on Fox News. And he said BARDA's coming in with money, which never happened. I think the only reason they went into that trial is because they were expecting BARDA money and they got screwed over.
Yeah, that hurt.
This is a very, very unlucky company. Luck has something to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
They also have lots of competition in the stem cell space.
So from the technicals, looks like you could probably even get it cheaper than
you want me to actually look at the chart that I have in front of me?
Well, I'm looking at it,
okay.
And it looks like we got a good news thing because the 9 day is looking like it's going to hit to 50. But on the other hand, we look like we're on a bit of a downtrend, like a double top kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I don't know how to read this. That's why I need you.
Well, this is totally in reverse. You want the bullish picture would be the green on top of the purple, on top of the red, on top of the black. So we're in a bearish scenario, as you can tell from the chart. This is a bearish chart. We need to at least take out this side, $1.98. More likely, we need to take this number out, 206, before I get a little bit excited.
Mm-hmm.
So this has been doing nothing, awaiting news, waiting a catalyst. And I think you're going to see more of the same. You're not going to see much movement until, let's say, February, March, prior to getting closer to ischemic stroke. That is the catalyst. I think COVID-19, forget about it. It's not going to be a catalyst. If anything, it's a negative. That's my view of it. And there's odds data coming out soon in Japan, but no big deal. 5-person trial.
Is odds only really a problem with COVID, or is it?
No, it's been a problem long before COVID. Pneumonia.
Right. So if we have something stable for odds, wouldn't that actually be a nice feather in the cap?
Yeah, they had trials, phase 2 trials completed.
And even if Miso's number 1, you told me these guys are about number 2 in the race, right?
in covered odds, I think they're number 2, but in odds alone, I think they're number 1.
Gotcha. There you go. Oh, a reason to stay in it, if nothing else.
I think it's worth staying in, and I think it might even be worth adding at low levels.
Nibbling.
Yes.
Yeah, I might nibble.
But in terms of the COVID race, I think Miso will be the winner.
Right.
I said that from almost day one. Miso,
Miso's had its own disappointments.
They already came out a month ago with the midway point. This and Gil is still waiting for the midway point.
Gotcha. All right.
So Arthetis, I don't like the internal feuding. It gives me a headache, but maybe some good will come out of it. Let's hope.
We got a couple of
PL. What did Cat?
You had PLTR, but we also had a couple of requests for DRIO.
Okay.
Oh, Dryo. Yeah, I own some Dryo.
What is that?
It's like telehealth. I think a lot of people that own this are looking for M&A or some sort of partnership. It's I've been in it since the 6s. It's this Israeli company.
Maybe we'll do that after this one.
It's like
BCLI is one that I thought would be successful, an Israeli company, and I didn't own any shares, but they took it on the chin when they had to stop their phase 3 to do the futility on ALS, another stem cell company.
Now, is Palantir a bio, or is that an information systems company?
I don't know what the hell they do.
neither. This is the Peter Thiel company.
Yeah. But what they do, I don't know, but
It's I mean, they do big data analytics. I don't know the details, but it's
how long
Peter
has it been
Thiel.
around?
It's it just IPO'd. Peter Thiel is the founder, and it's just been going up like crazy since.
So it's been around since October, November, month and a half.
Well, there was the New York Times mentioned it in one of the cover stories, so I had to give it some blood.
It's one of these stocks that I don't want to make an opinion on because I don't want to short this one. And I don't want to go long either. I just want to avoid this one at this point.
Right.
From the chart.
You aren't one of those lucky few to get in at the beginning, so
right.
A lot of stuff to shake out between now and then.
I can't make an intelligent assessment, so I don't want. I just avoid this one.
Right. There was I heard this name again because they said when the HHS took over the data collection from the CDC, more of these alphabet soups, that they farmed out the data to companies, and Palantir was one of the companies. That was beneficiary to all of that.
I guess if you really want a good entry point, you might get one. Let's see, where was it low today? 21.15.
Yeah.
You might get one midway here.
Could I get it at $2 when it came out?
All right, well, let me throw where I think you might get it. Right at the top of this candle, midpoint of this one. I want a horizontal line. All right, I'll make it horizontal.
Good luck with that. There you go. Close enough.
Yeah, I wanted it a little higher. I can't mess with it. But
we'll wait till the winter when you're actually back on your PC.
Figure about $20, okay?
Pass.
I think you could pull back to 20 easily because it went up so fast, like a rocket ship. So let's say $20 if you want in. I think that was really Kat's question. If you go back in, at what point?
Gotcha.
So in my opinion, I would wait for 20 to go back in. Or 20 and change, around that area. What was the other one?
You want to do DRIO now?
Which one?
DRIO, since, like I said, we might as well at least see what it looks like.
B?
DRIO.
DRIO. Yeah, I've been in this one since like the 6s. I just haven't paid a ton of attention from a fundamental perspective, but I've heard rumors that there's a lot of contracts in their pipeline, partnerships with like Google I've heard thrown out there. I don't know, but it's basically like digital chronic health care solutions. So you get this app, and I think you can track like your diabetes or something like that.
Well,
Yeah,
we're in a little bit of a. We were in what looks like a counter trend rally, and now it looks like it's resuming the downtrend. So I don't love it.
No.
The 50 just crossed 100. From the graph, from the chart, I'm not playing it. Not until it retests the low at 10 and change. So I would pass on this one, not knowing the fundamentals.
You said you were in red.
No reason off the chart to be in it.
Yeah, I've been in since the 6s, and I trimmed about a quarter of my position once it broke 20, just because it rallied way too fast.
It's been
and now I'm just sitting on pure profit, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
Because even if it plays with the, what is that, the 100, you're in good shape.
We finally took out the
Chronos
of 11.9 on Chronos. 881 was taken out. Now we're looking to push higher, up above 10 into the $15 area, I believe. Let's take a look at the weekly. Get a better idea. Pot is hot, and this one is
hot.
This one is managed very smartly by MO Altria Group. What we took this high out, right? This high was 9. No, we didn't take that out. Let's see. Yeah, we did. We took it out today. This chart's looking very bullish, extremely bullish. We've got a little.
Jiggly saying that the Steelers are down by
a little resistance at the $10 area. After that, I see it going all the way up to past 15. So this is a Momo play. If it gets past 10, it'll probably go to 10. Will get you 15.
Huh. It's been in doldrums for a long time, as of all the stuff I own.
Yeah, I've been buying this one, trying to build up my position.
Yeah, this is the one to own.
I own more Chronos than I do CGC. I own more Chronos than I do Tilray. I own just about as much Curaleaf, however.
Yeah, that's the other one, Curaleaf.
Yeah, I own a lot of that. This one looks very nice to me.
It looks like you got good news coming anyway. Over time.
The pot is hot. So 10 will get you 15.
There you go.
I might not buy it unless any more at this point until it crosses 10.
Right.
I want to see it cross 100.
Yeah. See, this is the nice behavior that you have. You actually will catch the mo and then keep on it. It's like for me, I would wait till it went down before I bought it, and that would be stupid.
Yeah. What's the high on this? 1056. I'd like to see it break 1056. Get a head of steam going. I own a fair amount already. I'll just maybe double my position at 1060, something like that.
You and me both, Confucius. I'm very deep into MedMen.
MedMen?
Yeah, Confucius mentions that, and of course that's a
what's
so point for me too.
What's the
I don't even know anymore.
Anybody know the symbol?
I'll tell you in a sec.
Isn't MedMen a rival to Curaleaf?
It's a retailer.
Yeah, just like Curaleaf. Dispensary. They're basically a penny stock, aren't they?
It's MMNFF. Well, it wasn't a penny stock when I bought it.
Right.
It was like a $7 stock when I bought it.
What's the symbol again?
MMNFF.
MM.
N as in Nancy. FF.
That FF is the tip-off why you shouldn't have bought it.
There you go.
It's like Monday Night Football.
Yeah, you don't want the FFs.
Yeah,
Holy mackerel.
I know it hasn't been doing anything. You know, all the good news on pot, you know, and
This is the weekly, no less.
Jeez.
Yeah. It's like, you know, it's like
flatlining. Yeah.
Flatlining. You're absolutely right.
No candles. It just disappeared.
Yeah,
Everyone just.
The only thing I can say is pot is hot.
Except for MedMen.
And it doesn't take much to get a 15-cent stock to a buck. So I'm not going to poo-poo it altogether.
Right. You know, believe me, I did average down off of 7. But, you know, just so much you can do.
Look, if you take out this high, you take out 22 cents, it might be a rocket ship. You just got to watch that level, that 21-cent level.
It might get high. Yeah. Well,
it's worth watching.
Well, like I said, I have no other choice but to hold it until every state in the union is selling pot.
Yeah.
Soon enough.
Soon enough, right?
It's definitely worth watching this one.
Because then you know, at least they have the benefit of being some of the first retailers in the game. You know, so there'll be some institutional knowledge that they can take advantage of.
Look, you got a lot of resistance up here at around 40 cents.
Mm-hmm.
But you can get an easy double from 21 to 40. But beyond 40, if it goes beyond 40, you're flying high.
Right.
What else? What else would I advertise?
You didn't do CVM yet.
CVM. Does it pay to even
remember that stock? Remember that stock, CVM?
Yeah, but it doesn't pay to chart it.
Why not?
Because I'm not interested in swing trading it.
And they're still playing games, whatever it is. You're right.
It doesn't even interest me. I don't care. I'm holding to data.
Yeah.
So what it does on these daily movements, and it's not going to get my attention unless it makes a rather big move.
Yeah, but I'm in that part of the cycle where it's time to buy low again.
Maybe. I'm not buying more. I got enough.
Because I sold after that scare,
If it goes to 30 or 40, then I don't have enough. But if it goes to 0, I've got too much. So let's just say I got enough.
Okay, there you go.
That's how I look at this one. And then WBO, it doesn't pay to chart either. Same thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get going soon anyway because I have classes in a minute.
4:30. We've been at it for an hour.
An hour and 12 seconds.
It's
Oh, yeah.
time to say
It's
good
time to
night.
say good night.
Happy trails to you.
Everybody, go watch the Steelers game. Give us some good
Yeah.
juju.
What's the score?
It was
We're
7-6 lost.
7-6, but we're kicking a field goal right now, and
All right, good news.
we made it 9-7.
Well, the spread needs more than just a field goal.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I didn't bet this game. This game's just such a mess.
Oh yeah, well,
Robert, you gave up on Sava? I did not give up on Sava.
I did not either. I doubled. I once they got. I got in. I guess around 8ish when they did that offering. Had no other choice.
This is another Linda pick.
Yep, GHSI. We've been talking about that one. You guys should do that on Friday.
NWBO is up 12 cents. When you have thousands of shares, it's meaningful. So maybe I should have charted it next time. Adios, amigos.
Well, thank you. See you soon.
Bye-bye,
Cool.
everybody.
Thanks, guys.
Don't forget to subscribe and tell your friends about us. See you on Friday. Bye, all.